He's one of the most likable and bankable stars in Hollywood. In the latest issue of Us Weekly, insiders talk to us about how Paul Rudd juggles his superstar status with small-town family life. On any given day, actor Paul Rudd can be spotted at Samuel's Sweet Shop in Rhinebeck, New York, which he co-owns, a 400-square-foot space that sells old-school candies, baked goods, and coffees to locals and visitors. John Traver, the managing partner of Samuel's, tells us, Paul's always friendly. He takes time to speak to the staff and learn their names and ask them questions about their lives. And he'll talk about his life and show us pictures from the Super Bowl or tell us what's going on with his house or his dog. Now, it's not exactly the kind of behavior people come to expect from an A-lister. At 54 years old, the actor has starred in over 60 movies and raked in an estimated $41 million just from his work as Ant-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe alone. But Paul isn't your average celebrity. The married father of two is a dedicated family man who prefers the simple life in upstate New York to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. He and his wife, film producer Julie Yeager, have been married 21 years and share 17-year-old son Jack and 13-year-old daughter Darby. A source tells us Paul is the sweetest man to everyone, personally and professionally. He treats everyone the same, from the CEO to the person who gets him coffee. For him, kindness has always been key. Now, in the idyllic town of Rhinebeck, Paul has become a fixture among the locals. He attends his kids' sports games and school functions and hits up local eateries for a low-key meal. Now, we hear that Paul fell in love with the scenery, the community, and the quiet, and doesn't plan on leaving until his kids are off to college, and maybe not even then. Living roughly 3,000 miles from Hollywood is a no-brainer for Paul. He has said, one of the most important things any human can experience is to be a part of a community and feel connected to where you live and to other people who live there, especially in a job like mine. A local to Rhinebeck, Rebecca Sell, has waited on Rudd and his family at the local diner, Pete's Famous Restaurant. Sometimes he'll come in the morning when it's quiet in town. I probably wouldn't even notice Paul was a celebrity. He looks like everyone else and doesn't ask for special treatment. Mari Bird, owner of Willow Wood Boutique, says Paul fits right in. She tells us, he's just like the rest of us. He has no airs. He's just a sweet, generous man. I remember during COVID, there was a line out the door of Samuel's, and Paul was there with a mask and hat on to get orders going with all the other kids. No one knew who he was. He was working just as hard to get coffee and hot chocolate to people. Allie Stern, supervisor at Bread Alone Bakery, tells us, Paul is an absolute pleasure when he stops in. He's not condescending and is a normal guy. He has a great presence in the community. People love him. Now, Paul's family also keep him grounded, and the actor even admitted that his son Jack had no idea he was a movie star until he was a teenager. Paul has said, when I go to LA for work or to a premiere, I like it because it feels like I'm just popping in. I identify myself as a parent and a husband way more than somebody who rides around on the back of an ant. Now, Paul is just as well liked on set as he is off. A source tells us Paul will remember production assistant names and even send birthday gifts to people's kids. The second source adds, it's not like other movie stars when there's a distinction between the talent and the crew who are on tenterhooks. With Paul, he's so low-key, you don't notice he's there half the time. Then suddenly he's working and he brings the magic for the camera.